In this video, we are rating each one of 16 personality types according to this rating scale. Here are the MBTI personalities rated based on persuasion. Number 1. INTJ. INTJs may be both persuasive and unyielding when they are adamant about something. The knowledge should be transmitted with others, and INTJs dislike seeking ignorance in their environment. To persuade others, the INTJ must rely on facts rather than flair and flair. They simply deliver the facts, and it is their problem if people are too trusting to believe them. They value disseminating this information, but they will not go out of their way to persuade people of a position. Number 2. INTP. Intelligent INTPs have the wit and experience to convince others. Despite their efforts to persuade others of important truths, INTPs occasionally struggle to convey their thoughts properly. Because INTPs have so many notions and fragments of intuitive information whirling about in their minds, it can be difficult for them to fully put this into words. INTPs can persuade individuals who trust them since they believe in their own intellect. Number 3. ENTJ. ENTJs can be convincing just by being accurate and sincere. They also convey a strong feeling of authority, which helps to build trust. ENTJs are confident while communicating their thoughts, which makes them significantly more convincing to others around them. They don't believe in going out of their way to convince people in most cases, but there are some occasions where persuasion is essential. For example, the ENTJ may be required to persuade individuals of changing a viewpoint, and they will surely be effective at this. If you are enjoying our content, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell. Number 4. ENTP. ENTPs can be convincing since they are inherently charming people. ENTPs aren't afraid to use their charming qualities to persuade others of their points of view. They like pushing themselves to see how far they can go in order to learn and develop a deeper understanding of the world around them. ENTPs like pushing their own boundaries as well as the bounds of others around them in order to better understand them. Although ENTPs are skilled at influencing and persuading people, they ultimately appreciate honesty. Number 5. INFJ. INFJs are naturally sensitive to other people's emotions, and when they choose to be, they may be extremely persuasive. They typically design techniques to apply pressure in order to persuade someone of almost anything. INFJs have a lot of this ability, but they don't always use it. Their capacity to persuade people is something they regularly use to help themselves in numerous ways, or perhaps simply to convince them of how amazing they are. INFJs are skilled at persuading people of the truth. However, they usually do so in a pleasant way. INFJs might grow disillusioned with others who fail to accept their beliefs, and they will believe themselves that their opponents have hidden intentions and are operating dishonestly. When instances like these develop, INFJs should strive to realize that complete agreement is unattainable and that some people will continue to have opposing views. In such cases, both parties should just agree to disagree and go on. Number 6. INFP. INFPs obviously have the ability to persuade people, but this is mostly due to their genuineness. They cherish honesty and despise speaking half-truths to others. Because their convictions are genuine and originate from the heart, the INFP may be highly persuasive on certain topics. INFPs despise trying to persuade people of a perspective that they do not themselves believe to be true or moral. Therefore, they are unlikely to do so in these circumstances. INFPs value being truthful with people and making wise judgments. Number 7. ENFJ. ENFJs are certainly adept at convincing others of many things, since they are instinctively attentive to other people's emotions. ENFJs boost their capacity to convince others since they can frequently see into people's core impulses. ENFJs usually attempt to utilize their abilities to help others and guide them in the right route. ENFJs often utilize their persuasive abilities to persuade others to appreciate their own positive characteristics. Number 8. ENFP. ENFPs find it simple to persuade people and are fully capable of doing so. Although ENFPs can persuade others of almost anything, they like to be direct and honest. They try to be honest with people and abhor doing anything that makes them appear dishonest. ENFPs have a strong internal moral compass and are committed to going above and beyond to protect moral and ethical standards. Despite their exceptional ability to persuade others of practically anything, ENFPs prefer to persuade people of the truth. Number 9. ISTP. Because they are charming people, ISTPs may be convincing if they want to be. However, ISTPs often dislike trying to persuade others of anything. It is more beneficial for the ISTP to be truthful and offer proof to people before attempting to persuade them of something. They prefer that people simply accept the truth that is in front of them and dislike having to try to persuade others. Number 10. ISFP. ISFPs dislike pretending and prefer to persuade others truthfully. People who support them and their ideas are preferred in their lives. Despite their preference for honesty, ISFPs may be hurt if their loved ones do not believe what they say. Though they will not go out of their way to convince someone, they believe it is crucial to stick to their views rather than deviate from them. Number 11. ESTP. ESTPs are people who are charming and have a high capacity to convince others. They have a natural sales attitude and understand what people want. With their wit and charm, ESTPs have the ability to persuade people to believe anything they say. Although they are capable of doing so, ESTPs become tired of trying to persuade others they care about to agree with them and would rather that they simply believe what they say. Number 12. ESFP. ESFPs can certainly convince others, especially because they are outgoing and pleasant people. They regularly and skillfully go above and beyond to persuade people of anything. ESFPs embrace honesty and desire to be able to communicate their ideas and beliefs directly. Even though they respect honesty, the ESFP may opt to withhold the truth if they are concerned that it may upset another person. Number 13. ISTJ. ISTJs like to persuade others by stating the truth, since they are forthright by nature. They despise having to come up with new ideas to persuade people of anything. It is more vital for the ISTJ to be clear and just trust that their audience is sophisticated enough to believe them. If a person is not persuaded, ISTJs may consider them a lost cause and opt not to waste their time attempting to convince them of the truth. Number 14. ISFJ. ISFJs have a convincing attitude, which is surprising considering their sensitivity to other people's feelings. They wish to express their feelings for their loved ones in order to brighten their lives. ISFJs consider making others happy as their major life aim. They just want to bring peace into their surroundings, and they usually use persuasion to do this. Number 15. ESTJ. ESTJ's authoritative appearance may surely boost their persuasiveness. They are fairly convincing because they can convey an appearance of authority. Although they believe in honesty, ESTJs dislike having to use flashy ways to persuade people. The ESTJ's self-assurance makes them more believable to others around them and contributes to their sense of authority. Number 16. ESFJ. ESFJs are very persuasive because they are so tuned into other people's emotions. They are more compelling because they typically comprehend the inner desires and goals of people. They understand what others want and will go out of their way to deliver it to them. These videos will be really helpful for you.